This is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your October reading. I'm sorry I'm a little bit into October before getting this out. I had kind of a busy end of the month, September, but never too late, I don't think. And we have plenty of October left to deal with. So let's dive into these three piles. This is a pick a card. You can choose whatever card is attracting you. Use your intuition, use your heart. Let yourself be drawn to the card or the symbol. So pile one is the jack-o'-lantern card called Protection, and we have this little skull. Boo. And then pile two is the black cat, fortune meets opportunity, with the pumpkin or the jack-o'-lantern, kind of mixing it up here. You have jack-o'-lantern twice, either in the card or the little figure. And then we have this kind of like fairy witch, which is what I am, a fairy witch. Then she has a little black cat. And the card is Scrying, intuition. All right, so to prepare, just relax, release your breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose and close your eyes. Release your breath through your mouth. Open your eyes. Now let them be drawn to the card that's calling you. Let's begin. So pile one, we have the jack-o'-lantern with the skull and crossbones. So jack-o'-lantern is talking about protection. And did I just smack? What was that about? I feel like an attitude here. Protection. Protection, huh? Well, yes, you need protection more than you may even realize. And whether you like it or not, there is some ancestors or spirit energy here protecting you. And this this is saying, oh Jack, let me carve my protection. Shine your fire outwards, evil rejection, reflection. So of course, this is something you might like to do, is carve out a jack-o'-lantern and let it glow, because it gives sort of this wispy, ethereal calling. It's actually a term, the jack-o'-lantern, and it was kind of a will-o'-wisp. It's a British term, and it's the will-o'-wisp is a small bundle of sticks used to flame or torch, and the Celts and the Irish living in the Scottish Highlands all carved winter vegetables, not just pumpkins, but also parsnips, carrots, and beets. And this time around Samhain or Halloween, or Samhain, I always like to say Samhain, was of course when the Fae and the goblins were said to be roaming wild, and so lanterns were intended to be both scaring off the undesirable, and to light the way in the dark. So the carving pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns has become an art in itself, and completely following the Halloween tradition. The intricate designs can be scary and funny, and you can see a lot of them. And I hope, people sometimes just go out to a pumpkin patch so they can specifically design it really. I mean, I was even in pumpkin carving contest once. It's a lot of fun. So the point here is that because it's meant to protect and to light up your home or your pathway, or be a beacon, like kind of a beacon in the night, this is saying that you also have a protection, that the universe supports you, and this Jack has shined its light upon you. Boundaries are important, of course, but to teach us, to show other people. And this is also talking about making sure you know what your boundaries are, and sometimes refreshing or reviewing what those are. Maybe you have to let go of some, and maybe you have to form some new boundaries, but that's also part of your job, to protect yourself. Anyway, so maybe you have a jack in your life too, so that could be possible here. So let's get some. I feel like, you know, because we have Fae coming out. I was really going to get into my one of my Fae decks, which has kind of goblin-y kind of Fae, and I almost want to now, but I feel like I'll get to that in another reading. Right now, I'm going to use the wild wisdom of the fairy. So let's see what they have to say. So you have stolen in her sleep. Maybe there's a reason why there's this protective energy around you, because you're very maybe you're very deep sleeper, or something about about sleep. And I'm not just talking about, you know, at night. I feel like there is kind of an awareness about how precious you are, how amazing you are, how unique you are. And sometimes people want to take advantage of that, or steal it away, or they have envy of you, or something along those lines. So just be aware of that. There's a newfound awareness. Oh, and here's the goblins and stuff. Be aware of that, you know. Keep your eyes it's like you can't keep your eyes open when you're sleeping, but don't be asleep at any other time except night. You know, don't be sleepwalking during the day and be oblivious to your surroundings and to what and to other people's motivations. You know, be aware of them and form a protective kind of. Sometimes in mantras, you know what I feel like too, like if you're one of those people who are really into the whole genre right here of tarot reading and new age stuff, and maybe you see yourself as a witch, or you would like to get into this, it's important that if you get into this kind of this world, right, is to make sure you have boundaries, that you also have, like, before you go to sleep, that you ground yourself, like you kind of anchor and tether yourself, your body, to your bed as your soul travels. I feel like you need a lot of kind of different sort of I would I'm wanting to use the word spell work, but it's a little bit different than just a spell. It's more of a protective bubble, a covering, something that will hold you from being touched by negative energy or toxic energy. And also, remember, closer to Halloween, there's going to be an unlifting of the veil between the dead and the living. And so it's a very delicate, fragile period. And during that time, you need to find some more protective energy. And I feel like it's just a matter of looking up what seems good to you, like what resonates with you. There's all kinds of stuff out there to visualize. I think a lot of the meditative type of things, the light work, in order to protect you from the shadow things. Also, if you're having trouble remembering your dreams, or you're having trouble having your intuition is fluctuating, or your psychic abilities are going off, maybe you consider yourself psychic, or maybe you don't, but there's something about your intuition or your psychic ability or your clairs that it's like you feel like a little bit of a short circuit or something. So you might be feeling kind of unsure about yourself, or maybe your talents, and that could be happening like this. I feel like and when you're vulnerable like that, that's when the shadowy side of the world can kind of be alluring. And so be real, you know, cautious and careful with that. Even though it seems so benign and not as exciting, the light is also as powerful, or even more powerful than the shadow side of the occult world. So you know, you can tap into those energies in any aspect you want to. But there are times where you do need to go inside of yourself tap into Earth, Mama Gaia, understand the material transformation, and that the material and the spiritual are like hand in hand, and you have to really like find the balance between both. And that's important because you can't slip into this spiritual world without having that nice grounded quality to you, and feeling really connected to the things that you're saying and doing. You know, it's the spirit world is not just a bunch of incantations and words and things. You have to really find meaning and connect with it. I don't know why this like coming out so strong like that, but yeah. So be aware, be aware, and even when you sleep, you can have. There's books out there too that allow you to have conscious dreaming, where you know where your dreams are headed, and you can jump into your dream and help guide it too. So those are pretty cool. Anyway, let's see what, let's go with some more fairy stuff. So how about the forest fairy? We have otherworld, see, the veil, illness and transition. All right, so I'm not saying anybody's sick here, but this could be related to that psychic power. It's almost like like this feeling of maybe during retrograde, let's say for example, you had like such your intuitions, you were spot on, you were snapping, you were clicking, and then something happened. It's almost like writer's block, a little like that. So that could be something you're going through. Something creative is being kind of challenged in your energy. And I don't think it's through the whole month of October. I think somewhere during October, it just kind of shakes you up a little bit, or surprises you, or you don't even realize it. You know, it's kind of, you start to slip into this place where you're not very conscious of what's going on and what's happening. It's almost like I went through, kind of felt like a time portal. And maybe we do that. We slip in and out, like, you know, these kind of, blackouts almost, where you're not even aware that so much time has passed. So yeah, back again to the word awareness. It's important to just keep that awareness throughout this month. There's going to be moments where there's a slipping in and out kind of energy, and it's important. So there is that veil that separates worlds, and then that's definitely coming up towards the end of October. And it's there where the boundaries between are dissolving, and then there's this raw, unfamiliar energy. And then even during these times when you're when the world is vulnerable and the energy around you is vulnerable, you start to feel vulnerable. And maybe you go through a bit of sickness, or what I mean by sickness, like it could be just a common cold, it could be allergies, it could be just feeling under the weather. It's this feeling of where the energies kind of are weighing you in a way that you don't feel revitalized and fresh. You know what? I just realized that I think taking my daily walks really helps sort of purge, because I sweat a lot. And that sweat, to me, like I imagine it too. I imagine sweat like releasing toxins and like purging negative energy too, or purging bacteria, purging viruses, purging that. So like whatever you can do in your life to help visualize a cleansing, do cleansing rituals. But anything can be a cleansing rituals, just the same as meditation can be a walk too. So there's a lot, even a shower, you can see the water be like a cleansing balm to you. So visualizing is going to be really important to you to help you stay, feeling good and revitalized, and not feeling ill or sickly, and letting this strong energy overtake you. I've been watching I stopped watching True Blood a long time ago. I ended up on season 3, and now I'm watching it with my daughter, and so Eric, I'm not going to give away too much, but anyway, sometimes characters and, you know, superpowers ebb and flow, right? It's kind of this energy of you having an ebb of superpower, like trying to get that back, and the way to get it back is kind of like starting up a car, spark plugs, doing some maintenance, whatever it takes, you know, like change that oil. Like there's things that you need to do within your body and your aura and your environment atmosphere to help kind of recharge yourself. But I think otherwise you're fine. You're fine. You just might be feel like there might be not the whole month, but there might be a significant let's say 3 days out of the month or a week where you're feeling a bit more vulnerable, or something is affecting your psychic abilities or some other abilities, your creative abilities. Let's see what the Tarot de la Nuit has to say. So we have 8 of Wands and the Queen of Cups. This feels like a divine timing kind of thing. Well, it almost feels like a clock, but I know she's standing more at a window, at a beautiful outdoor gardeny window. It's really pretty. And ooh, Death. So Queen of Cups represents water signs like Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, and Death represents Scorpio, so there could be a lot of Scorpios out there watching this. Scorpios and other water signs are naturally intuitive, and so when that intuition slips, then it really does kind of get to you a little bit, because you're like, what? I mean, I'm normally really good about seeing the signs when they pop up, but for some reason I didn't notice this one. So that could be something possible happening here. Also, Death represents transformation, so you could be going through a really amazing transformation, and it could be showing up as ascension sickness. You know, that's kind of a phrase where you have amazing transformation happening, that you know, kind of internally, spiritually, and you feel physical sort of signs of it. And then you also have, oh, you got the King of Cups. So you have a match here. So this looks like for love in October, you're going to be connecting with somebody who is so if you're the king or you're the queen, put yourself where you see yourself, but you're going to be connecting with another like-minded person, a kindred, somebody who could also be Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, and this water energy flowing really strongly between you. Oh, that's the other thing I was thinking. I know, like, okay, so I know this seems weird to, well, this is a vampire deck, so I'm gonna go refer to True Blood. So in True Blood, and this is the very first episode, so I'm not giving a lot away, but Suki can hear minds. She's the main character, and she can hear everybody's mind except this one particular person. And I feel like that's what's going on between this couple, maybe. Like naturally, normally, the Cancers and the Scorpios and the Pisces, just like they can read each other's minds without even trying. Like the water signs can read other people's minds without even trying, but there's something about this person that's like, what? I can't hear him or her. I don't know what they're thinking. Why is my intuition so off on this? And it could have to be something to do with something's, you know, it could be something very like a soul contracty kind of thing, where you're not allowed to know too much or hear too much of this person's mind. So it's interesting, but there is going to be a transformation happening for you. There's going to be a lot going, you know, that you're going to be learning about the situation. So let's see, just generally overall, besides our spirit and our health, this one definitely is like physical health might reflect some spiritual stuff going on in your life, but in a very minor way, so don't worry about it too much. And the way you can combat it is by thinking of doing protective energy work, and any kind of ritual in that respect, and visualization that will help. Now, as far as finance is concerned, we don't have a whole lot coming out. I forgot to talk about the Eight of Wands, but I feel like Eight of Wands is really good energies. Like something quickly is happening. There's going to be a major turnaround for you and a lot of great communication. So in all aspects of your life in October, some really good communication. Let's see what else we can get. This is the Sisters of Salem. And we have 300 years. Long wait, impatience, rebirth. It feels, sometimes things feel like they're taking forever, but also I'm getting, yeah, I think you're attached to a person you've known in a past life, maybe 300 years ago, but this person is very important in you, in your world. And there could be a lot that you have to learn in this connection and about yourself in order to really kind of unveil it a little by little. As far as work is concerned, I feel like things will come to you, and October is going to be a fine month, except you may be a little bit impatient about timing. There's a calm circle, gather, de-stress, brainstorm. So yeah, I feel like you're going to have a good team effort in all areas of your life, but especially in work-related, school-related, friendship-related things, and hallowed ground, death, burial, sacred place. And here we go with death again. I feel like there's going to be some kind of transformation for you, but also death makes me feel like it's important to acknowledge your ancestors and the dead, and do some ritual work for them too at the end of the month, on All Hallows Eve, All Souls Day, or All Saints Day. Do some kind of ancestral homage, you know, like make an altar for them or something. That will be something very nice that you can do. And maybe even visit a certain person, certain family members, you know, burial place or something like that. You know, you could even visit, you know, it's a little like, it's up to you, you know, cemeteries at this time of year can be, you know, be very cautious when you do those kinds of things. Make sure you have all the right protective energy around you if you're going to do that. But I feel like your own family, ancestors, that would be okay. I mean, it's still, you know, it's important to, you know, don't do any seances or anything like that unless you have some strong protection around you. You have the feminine coming out, so that's good. This is definitely going to be a really strong feminine month of you connecting to your womanhood if you're a female, and if you're not, then maybe connecting with somebody. But present, it's important to be in the present, to focus on the now, to enjoy moments, really enjoy your femininity. You're glowing up. Feels good to be a woman. If you're the woman, 95% of you out there are female, so sorry for those who are not. And if you're not female, then it may be feel good to be close to women in your life. You've got mementos, so gifts coming through. Oh, and harvest. This is really good. The fact that we have a lot of pumpkins here means is like a pentacle. So your pentacles definitely are, your money's coming in. Whatever seeds you planted, they're coming through in a great way. Because you learned how to stay patient, stay present, don't try to rush things, and they're all in all this abundance coming through for you. Okay, let's get some. I feel like it's been so long since I've done a pick a card, and I'm suddenly getting excited about it again. Like, I wasn't sure. Like, sometimes I get a little, oh, I don't know if I want to do a pick a card. Let's do some charms. All right, so I feel like we have something to celebrate, and you have Sing and Star and USA and Ever and California. My son's in California now. He's doing Great job out there. But maybe somebody from California is flying to you, or you're flying out there. You've got 16, you have cool, you have good, you have sure, you have the marble that represents Jupiter and Jupiter's good luck. So very good. Even though we started off with a word of caution about protection, I think that you got this figured out and you're gonna do fine with no problems. Because even though we're 4 days into October, whatever's happening, this energy is going to be more mid-month to the end of the month, and by then you'll have figured out how to take care of it. But man, like travel looks really like really strong for you this month. Maybe somebody flying to you or you flying to them, but definitely traveling, even if it's traveling, you know, spiritual astral travel and stuff like that. That's another thing. If you want to astral travel, definitely make sure that you're grounded first. We have the elephant, which represents family, memories, familial, something familiar about somebody. You know, I just hear the ancestors too, and past life connections, a lot of that. And then with the dragonfly here again, ancestors. So ancestors are really coming out asking you, please place some homage. You have the cross, so it's very possible you could be going to you know, cemetery or some kind of site like that, church or religious place, especially to pay homage to ancestors. We have not Elsa, we have Anna. Anna, okay, so Anna, whenever I see Anna, I think of how she, you know, almost got engaged basically. And so Anna to me, she's there like to be there with her sister, with her family. She's very supportive and loving and everything, but she has her own journey, and her journey has led her to commitment and, you know, being with and partnerships. So I think that's what that means for you. Like you're heading for commitments. Ooh. And then we have the cog. It's like that's like the missing piece of a clock or a bicycle or some kind of mechanism. There was that thing missing, and like you complete it or the other person completes it. Your heart is still under lock and there's no keys here, but maybe soon enough the keys will come. Oh, but look at that. We do have keys. We have a multitude of keys. All right, I feel like, you know what this represents to me? With this lock here and all these keys, determination. Somebody's determined to open your heart. Somebody's determined to figure you out. Somebody's determined to figure out how to come into your world, be part of your life, be part of you, and also vice versa. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to belong into somebody else's or open up somebody else's heart. Okay, I like that. There's a bit of transformation in that romantic situation there for you. And then we have like scrambling it up. Like, okay, so we're scrambling up something. Could be eggs. It could be, and with the romantic fairy, I just want to get this out because this kind of like is calling me to get a romantic card. And look, we have bonding at the bottom of the deck, so I'm going to say this is yours. As you get to know each other, you discover many things in common. Feel like that's what's happening this month for you in the romantic sector. You're getting to know somebody special, and you're moving into a place where you might commit with them. It's getting stronger, and you're starting to form more of a trust, more of a bond, more of this feeling like this could be the one, you know, this could be, maybe. But it also feels like a nice sexual chemistry too. And beyond that, there could be sort of an ancestral connection too. Like maybe there's a lot of background situations that are similar, but if not, there could be other things that feel real similar, like similar tastes, similar likes, similar, you know, favorite colors, things like that, you know, favorite songs, whatever. There could be a lot of similarities going on here. All right, you guys, well, I hope you like that. I'm gonna move on to the next. Please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to hit that little thumb and get a confetti party Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're not, thank you so much for returning. And thank you all my members too for being such great supporters of this channel, and anybody else who's a supporter. I really appreciate it. All right, I'm going to move on to the next. All right, pile 2, you have the black cats. And I have a black cat, like, I don't know if you can see its eyes. There it is. So black cat is all about fortune meets opportunity. So pile 1, we had a little bit of a, where it was kind of a health focus. And I feel like this one might be a money focus, a career focus, but we shall see. Let's see now. First, let's talk about the black cat a little bit, though. Black cats are really cool. They're, you know, like my cat in particular is, I consider her my familiar, my little pumpkin. And so here's a cute little poem that goes with this black cat card. It says, woo. It says, sleek and black and lantern-eyed, crosses your path with a hiss. Good luck and fortune sweep by with a kiss. So, you know, traditional folklore is saying cats had this like one foot in this world and one foot in the next. In my backyard, I have this time portal, and one day, like, actually my daughter manifested the black cats. One day she kept just saying that, like, draw me a picture with a black cat. Mommy, I want a black cat. I want a black cat. I want a black cat. She kept thinking about it, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, a bunch of black cats appeared. And then they started having babies, and then they just multiplied in our neighborhood. And so now we have 2 of them, offsprings of the neighborhood black cats. And it's interesting how there's like this bamboo, and I just feel like there's a time portal there or something. But they do have this kind of mysterious underworld or otherworld energy. And along with that, there's fortune. There's this fortunate quality about them. Ever since they came into in our lives, you know, it feels like fortunate, you know. And so sadly, though, in the Middle Ages, cats were hunted because they were said to be allies of evil, like devils and witches. And you know, they're stigmatized and saying that there's darker aspects of the supernatural, and they got singled out. And the killing of the cats, guess what happened when they killed all those poor cats? Well, in the name of eradicating evil, it left to an unchecked increase in the rat population, which was responsible for the bubonic plague, and then millions of people died because of that. So it was kind of like a strange karmic retribution for killing black cats. I mean, not certainly could have just been plain science because there wasn't enough cats around but definitely it feels nice to have them around to keep the neighborhood clear of, you know, like an overpopulation of all kinds of varmints, you know. So these days, though, in Germany, black cats can be misconstrued, you know, and as bad luck, or in Britain they are good luck, especially to brides on a wedding day, and in Japan they're considered good luck too. So it's kind of a mix of things. But if you see a silky black cat cross your path through this, you picked it out, so of course you like them. Good fortune is coming to you, meeting you promptly, and you will be even luckier than usual. And yeah, so play the lottery. Don't take unnecessary risks, but take some little risks here and there, because I think your luck it's going to pay off, because you have a lot of natural luck this month for yourself. So all the opportunities, a lot of fun opportunities coming your way that you can I was about to say mess with, that you can play with. In other words, to you know, kind of push it a little bit and see what can come out of some chances that you take. All right, so let's see now what your Wisdom of the Fairy has to say. So we have the dark moon, maturation, growing up, introspection, know thyself. I like this very much. Like, another thing that's going on this month for you, besides having just a natural amount of good luck, is a beautiful transformation from within, like really coming to know. And I feel like this has to do with a beautiful balance of shadow and light in your life, like really not going too far in one direction or the other, and learning how to accept both sides of yourself and both sides of other people as well, and not just saying that the dark is evil and that the light is pure, because you know the light is definitely important, but an overabundance of the light, I feel, leaves a person, can sometimes leave a person so almost like deluded, misguided, fanatical. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost to the point where you don't really see clearly anymore. So it really is important to keep a balance of things. The same with the dark. If you have an overabundance of darkness too, then you really, but it's more obvious outwardly to people when you're succumbed by that, by those forces. And so I think this person, I think you, and maybe other people that you're connected to are having a nice balance. Also, could be a particular new moon or full moon. Let's see. So the upcoming full moon is October 9th or 10th. And the new moon is going to be October 25th. So those are going to be important moons for you, but I just want you to know that there are lots of people who have particular moon phases that that certain, like certain energies heightened. So some of you could be like a crescent moon person. So maybe because this lady's sitting on a crescent moon, it's kind of a new moon, but it does look like a crescent moon, then maybe your moon is a specific moon. All right. Okay, so I wanted to get a little extra moon message for you, and your moon message is take time to breathe out the disseminating moon. And so that's when it's waning, and it was full, but then it's going down. So when after that full moon, I feel like after October 10th, it's almost like you're going to breathe a sigh of relief, or something's going to feel like relief to you. And then the full moon in Virgo represents that you're good enough, and it could be like this heightened sense of confidence, your confidence coming through, starting to come through. So that's really, I think, a nice extra message for you. All right, so your fairy forecast says, blood month, sacrifice, offerings, decision. So she's kind of vampire-y. And I feel like because she's come out and you have blood month, maybe that period or something, I feel like it represents your abilities. It's like you have this power. You have the power. Oh, and also I made a little bit mention to True Blood in pile 1, and so I feel that there is a sense of the control, like the ball is in your court. The control is yours. You're the queen. It's like you're the vampire queen. You don't have to sacrifice, but also you don't have to be, you don't have to be the predator either. You don't have to. It's about finding that balance. Sometimes, like, right, it's like power hungry. I'm like telling spirit, yeah, I know it. That's what, yeah, it's right. It's a kind of a power hungry thing. So sometimes when you're overwhelmed by this sense of strength and empowerment, goes to your head a little bit. So there's just a slight bit of warning again about that. um, but this basically has to do with harvest. This could also have to do with your money situation, harvesting, bringing the money in. Um, and remember, in order to have your harvest, then you have to have a fall. You have to be ready to let, like the fall comes before the winter, and you have to bring it in, it has to fall down and, so you can gather it in. And so basically kind of have to do something similar in your life. There's times you have to let go and bring in what you can and let go what you don't need. And in order to make room for the greater good, and like let your soul grow and go to this really amazing place. I feel like you have a lot of soul growth already. The next step would be to not dwell in the success and let it get to your head, but gather what you accomplished, feel great about that. Let some of the things that didn't, that you don't need, that's kind of excess, that didn't work out right, and it doesn't have to be things that don't work out, but just things you don't want to continue to incorporate. And that can just represent so many things. So think about where in your career, or even just in your daily mundane life, like what, even if it's like cleaning out a sock drawer, like, wow, look at all the matches I found, but a bunch of these socks don't have matches, and I'm not going to keep holding on to them because they're probably lost in the abyss somewhere, so I'm going to let those go. It's kind of something like that. It's like there's no need to hold on to things that, obviously it's just going to be like, yeah, or when you're, picking, cleaning out your dresses or whatever, your clothes, and you're like, am I ever going to wear this dress? And sometimes when you clear those things away, especially when you donate to other causes, people who need them more than you, it suddenly lightens your spirit. It's really a wonderful feeling. So yeah, it's a time for you to give, contribute, offer up something valuable in order to receive in return. And you know, it's important to put to when you make this sacrifice, because it's a little bit of a sacrifice to give. Like my friend, she gave away her really fancy what brand was that? Michael Kors purse, and it's like it was hard for her to part from it, but she's like, nope, I'm like letting that go, and it was significant. I mean, and really fine dresses that were handcrafted or whatever, things like that. When you give that up, that's even more significant. And that's only just like a material example. There's a lot of other ways you look at that metaphorically too. Um, yeah, and so something really important to you, and you're able to sacrifice, then that's just an incredible act of character that is going to ripple, like the ripple effect, the tenfold effect. And that's why I think you're going to be so lucky this month, because you have this amazing, so maybe it's going to be early on that you do some of these amazing good deeds, and then karma just jumps in, and you have like an amazing return of your abundance, like in the tenfold law, and you win lottery, and you just become really, really lucky. So I think you're doing great. Create room too for all this abundance to come in. Like, make sure that you have space for it. Make sure you have space for that new car in your driveway, or make sure you have space for the things that that you're attracting, visualizing, drawing in, feeling lucky about. um and it's not just the things, of course, it's also lots of other things. It can be a lot, it could be uh things having to do dealing with people and relations, but it can also be your own ego and old outdated modes of thinking, and things that just no longer serve you anymore, or attitudes, or whatever that is. So it's important to make some decisions and like just really kind of vet things out, be discerning, like really look at things and decide what you need and what you don't need, and and how you're going to keep going on from there. The offerings are going to be, I mean, that's going to kind of kickstart, launch your future, and your future is going to be quite amazing and abundant. So you know, take that first step in of making those offerings. All right, so let's see now what your tarot has to say. So you're not the big vampire mistress. You're a benevolent vampiress who has decided, okay, I'm not sucking blood anymore. Anyway, so let's see. This is from Tarot de la Nuit. Speaking of vampires, we have the sun. See, so this is kind of making me think like you're no longer like just the night dweller. You know, you can step into the sun. You're able to balance the both energies, and the sun just represents joy and happiness and abundance and everything that I also get this energy of like an overnight, maybe with somebody special, and seeing the dawn together. I see, you know, I see beach scenes, like I see the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun. You know, I just see special moments coming out. The sun like lights up the whole reading, which, and it's just saying that, and you know, like when the sun comes out in a vampire movie, you always feel happy because you're like, okay, the vampires are sleeping, and anybody that was a vampire that's out in the sun is burnt up now. You know, it just kind of brings you a sigh of relief. And I feel like that's another thing that's happening in October. It's just this feeling like everything that you want is happening, and it gives you this sense of relief. In fact, it's like, you know, feels good. It's this breathing out. All right, and then ooh, you got the King of Wands. So, and like he's got like, I think, and look, and we have a lion over here. So it could be a Leo. Fire signs represents, this guy represents fire signs like Leos and Aries and Sagittarius. This could be a companion, you know. This could be somebody that matches up to your energy really nicely, or vice versa. Put yourself where you see yourself. But the King of Wands is, this is a high level person that has authority, but is also very enthusiastic, has a lot of creativity. They're charismatic and charming. They're gonna, I mean, if you haven't met this person yet, this guy's gonna charm the socks off you, and very handsome. Kings are always representing those high level people that are handsome and non toxic and maybe a little seductive because he's a vampire, but not in a bad way. Like, I feel like this is a person who is also balanced, like is learning how to balance, or is balanced just like you, has many sides to them. It's interesting how we're talking, and the sun is like now setting in my this window. And yeah, I think you're gonna, I feel like this person will bring, is bringing joy, and you find joy within yourself, with or without a person in your life. But something is like, it really kind of hits you, like being around this person does bring you joy. Okay, so let's see what else. And then, oh, look, and we have the Leo again. So we have strength. This could be you, like you and you and another person could be fire signs, compatible fire signs. This could also represent that this person definitely is a Leo. Also has to do with strength and companionship, infinity. The female here represents the guiding light. She's the gentleness. She's the gentle way, you know, she shows the way. And the lion is the fierce protector, and he protects as they walk together through, you know, their journey together. So very nice, very loving. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords could be more of this energy of the the lion energy with a bit of swords, with a bit of that air intellect. I feel like that, you know, I think these are both parts of the same person. You know, these two guys here, this fire passionate person with an intellect, with a strong truthful energy, honest. um this gives me a person who has not just honest but honor, you know, like they have some kind of code that they live by, that they're very knightly, regal, chivalrous. So there's a mix of things, a very outwardly jovial, charismatic person who also has, you know, will, you know, even if they have a sense of humor and they're fun and flirty, they'll get like serious sometimes, and they'll be like, but seriously, this is what I believe in. So their beliefs are very powerful and strong and true, and they kind of hold to them. Even though swords being air signs like Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius do tend to be slightly more flexible about things. They're not super stubborn, and they're very open-minded. They do seem, this person has this kind of code energy, like very royal, very knightly. All right, so that's nice. That's nice. And being around them, you feel very protective and loved and balanced. Your own energy is balanced on your own, and this person will not throw your energy out of whack. You know how sometimes you meet somebody, you feel like, sometimes you feel like you be turned into a chameleon to kind of accommodate them or trying to match them or whatever. But no, you get to totally be yourself while you're around this person, and that makes you feel really great. Okay, let's see now. Let's get a little Sisters of Salem message here. We have Master and his wife. So I don't like this. I mean, okay, so the people in the movie are like, yeah, Master and his wife, and it's mistaken bitterness and nagging. And I feel like that doesn't apply here, because I think this part, the master and his wife. Now, master is kind of a misogynistic way of saying, you know, husband or whatever, or partner, masculine partner. But I feel, or, you know, I feel like there is this quality about this person that makes you want to partner with them. And so there could be a feeling of, you know, I don't want to lose who I am. You know, I want to stay in control of who I am and not lose sight of who I am. Not lose sight of my person, not start changing my ways, what I do. But you won't have to. It will feel natural. It will feel fine. Let's just see what else. And also, let's see. I think, oh, bullies. Okay, teasing, intimidation, thievery. Okay, so the strength could be like, this could be a person that helps you to feel like that you have, that nobody can touch you, nobody can mess with you, nobody can tease you, nobody can mock you, nobody can hurt you. You feel good within your energy with it, especially with this person around you. There's quite the protector. They won't let anyone mess with you. So let's see what your autumn message is. As far as money's concerned, definitely having abundance here. Good luck. As far as love is concerned, an enthusiastic person coming through who's very protective and also very knightly. And health-wise, it feels like really good. Just keep staying in balance, balancing the light and dark. And we have, we have an appearance. So somebody's showing up. We have anticipation, getting excited for something. So maybe you know somebody's about to come around the bend, and look at the sun shining through so brightly. I'm going to hold it so So you can see how nice that looks together. It's exciting. The sun. And you have an embrace. So like the embrace is coming through the trees here. So soon you will have like this really amazing energy coming through. And we also have like, we have the Wicked Witch and we have shadows. I feel like this is not, you know, I don't feel like, okay. So the caution could be like, you like, I'm warning you, I have light and shadows. I'm not just pure goodness, you know, just so you know, like it's almost like sometimes when we get involved with people, like we want to make sure, okay, I do have fangs. Just, you know, don't just assume, you know, yes, I'm kind and I will guide and I will love, but you know, you're going to learn this. This is what you're going to learn, that you're good enough. And you need, you know, you'll be able to hold your own in whatever situation, and you won't be overly influenced, and you will be able to be in a balanced relationship, a balanced connection where you can be yourself. All right, even with a very beautiful, seductive, powerful masculine coming through. All right, so let's see what your charms have to say. Oh, nice. We have the Joan of Arc, and she is giving, we have a little prayer here from her, or for her. She's about women's courage. Joan of Arc, give me the courage and the fortitude to defeat my fears and give me the strength to fight for what I believe in. So with that strength, you know, that could also be your strength, that you, things that you believe in, standing up for yourself. We have sing, we have good, we have hug and cool, we have four-leaf clover, good luck. We have the cello, a nice, deep, beautiful voice, or somebody who plays instruments. We have San Juan. We have Snowflake. No two snowflakes alike. A very unique, one-of-a-kind person here. We have Saint Teresa, who cares for the less fortunate. We have Saint Christopher, who's the patron saint of travelers. So if you are interested in traveling, you have that protection. We have the windmill, which is powerful energy. We have love. We have the handcuffs, maybe a little kinky something. Don't, you know, remember to don't let the balance go too far to the material side of things, but I feel like a little playful bondage can be fun. And then we have the mermaid. You're sweet, deep, and beautiful. And you have the thimble of protection. So if you find yourself going to that place of you know, binding yourself too much to connection and feeling like you're losing your personality or your sense of self, I feel like Spirit is going to come through and help you get your balance back. So I think that's really awesome. Let's get a little extra from the romantic fairy about love life. All right, so real feelings. You share true romantic feelings worth exploring. So yeah, keep up with that. Keep enjoying this connection. I think you should explore these feelings. They're real, they're good. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be strong and also vulnerable. Like, you can be both, okay? All right, so I hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Feel free to hit that little thumb down there, and it's like this little confetti party. You might like that. And then next to that is the subscribe button. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Anybody can also choose to become members and join in, and I go live on Tuesdays and Friday nights, and sometimes Wednesdays and Saturdays mornings to help people in different time zones enjoy the live events. Tonight's live is going to be dedicated to a fellow cherry out there, so check the community page for more details on that. But thank you for supporting this channel so much, and I'm going to move on to the next pile. Alrighty, and here's pile 3 with Scrying, Crystal Balls, Intuition, and you also had the little fairy witch with the kitty kits. Alright. So Scrying, your month is, I feel like you're going to have a spiritual month. So pile 1 was sort of focused on their health. Pile 2, definitely good luck and money. And pile 3, you look so far like your intuition is strong. Like pile 1 was having trouble with their intuition, but you're spot on this month. You're hitting it. So this is saying, soften your eyes, begin the trance. Whole worlds are opened, begin the dance. So scrying is the divination technique of seeing unconscious images or images from the divine or supernatural. And then you can see them in places like crystal balls or a watery surface, even in the sky, the clouds and ice. It's an ancient technique traditionally enacted during Samhain or Halloween, and the way to effectively scry is to be really relaxed, minimizing distraction, softening your gaze. It's like not looking into the crystal ball. Here's my crystal ball, but kind of looking past it, through it, and then the images appear in the ball. And that's exactly what happened. I decided I had a really deep question. I was wondering about something, and the crystal ball did answer me, but it took me a little while of really relaxing, but I'm really good at staring off into space and not really thinking of anything in particular, just kind of like drooling and staring. And then as I did, it was interesting. Like usually what appears in the crystal ball for me is like clouds. Like I'll see it in a cloud, in a shape of a cloud. This time it was actually fleshy looking. It was sort of orangey, and I don't know how else to explain that, but it gave me the answer I was looking for, so it was good. Very good. So anyway, so the thing that will cause you not to be able to scry good is distraction from, so definitely it's good to be in a place where there's nobody around, but also from your inside, your head, like the monkey mind can distract you, like thinking what I need to do next. So be sure to do it at a time where you don't have like a whole like list of chores that you have to do and you're like, well, I'm gonna fit in scrying right now. That might not work. But yeah, so turn off the phone, the lights. You might like to do it outdoors. Do it when you're on vacation, things like that, just you can do it while you're, before or after you meditate, before or after you visualize, anything like that. It's up to you. Just slow your breathing. If you have a specific question, which I did, that can be helpful, but sometimes you can just say, show me what's next, coming up next, or the time I'm asking about love and like, so like, is this person this, and so things like that will pop up. So it's important to, like, when you have your question, go inward, pull your energy within, focus on the third eye, that point that's right there in your forehead, in the middle of your forehead, between your eyebrows, imagining it open up. Gaze at the ball, like I said, or any surface that you want to choose. You can even scry a wall. Sometimes that works good because, you know, like a bumpy wall that has, yeah, even a smooth wall, but yeah. Um, you can stare, like you can look at one object but stare past the object at the light behind it. I think that's how I ended up making it work for me this last time. Then everything softens and then something starts to form. And don't like judge it, you know, if the best way for it to happen is just like, hey, that reminds me of a blah dot dot dot. And then you're like, you can laugh to yourself and you or not. Like in this last case with me, I'm not gonna tell you because it's personal, but it made me laugh and then I realized, okay, well that makes sense to the question that I asked. But yeah, like one time I scried seeing my like me in a profile with a look like a wedding veil, things like that, you know. So but but don't, yeah, don't to be rational about it. If especially if it's something that makes you laugh, that could be, you know, your angels coming through, being playful with you and helping you to relax and to really see beyond, right? So this is coming out to tell you that it's time for you to go deeper into your intuition, and maybe there is other ways that you want to try. Like if you're a tarot reader, try palmistry. If you're a palm reader, try tarot, and or you know, take it to the next step, the next level. Wisdom though takes a balance of logic and imagination and intuition. So and some of you may not be like psychic, but maybe you're just really tapping deeper into a heightened intuition, a heightened wisdom, a knowing, and that's harder to define, but I think it's very important um, to grow, you know, to grow that wisdom, to develop it and increase your wisdom. All right, so let's see what else. So we have the wild wisdom of the fairy here. Ooh, see the light in the darkness, ancestors, ancestral line, generational shift. So a lot of your power and energy could be coming from your ancestral line. And there's a really beautiful card in the Akashic Tarot that kind of demonstrates. I think I'm going to go get it so you can see what I'm talking about. So the card is called Adsum. And so what you see here is this lady who's reading a book, and that could be you just studying, doing whatever, and you and this person are of this world, right? You are 3D beings. But here we have an angel, part of your spirit team. Here we have some ancestors, part of your spirit team. And here we have fairies, part of your spirit team. I feel like this is like what I look like all the time. You know, like I'm constantly have little fairies flying around me. I have my, you know, my fairy godmother. I have my guardian angel. I have my dad around me. I have massive pillars of light of angels. Michael, like Michael's busy, but he often shows up. Uriel and Michael and Raphael and Gabriel, like always popping up around me. And so that could be what's going on with you too. Like you have a gift, okay? Honestly, your ancestors could, don't necessarily have to be the most powerful part of your team. There is no such thing. Everybody has equal power in your team. But when the light and the darkness comes out, talking about ancestors and ancestral line, I think it's just, you know, maybe the other part of the spirit team saying, this is the month, particularly this month because of Halloween, it's important to pay homage to your ancestors. So definitely you as well, everybody, it's great to create a nice altar or some kind of homage to your ancestors. Give them, just like little thoughts in your mind about where you come from, how grateful you are, and also there could be some healing that needs to be done, ancestral healing. So when the light and the darkness comes out, this fairy is just, she is she is communicating. She could be one of these fairies here, and it could be this whole communing, like everything at once. And it also represents how when the veil of Halloween, this thinning between living and the dead, it starts to help bring up these feelings and energies of connections with your ancestors and past people who you've cared about. You might like to watch that movie Coco. They just did it in such a very charming way. It's a really nice reflection on that whole heritage and that whole way of honoring ancestors. So, in fairy lore, the head is particularly significant, and in the head, it's inspiration, fire, power. It's where your third eye is for scrying. It's where your crown chakra is for downloads from spirit world and guides. And the fairy told the ancient Celts this secret, and then the Celts venerated and collected the heads of the heroes slain, which were often said to live long after the body had passed away. Sometimes you'll see, like, in movies, like little skulls and things talking on their own. I don't know, like that might be a thing. But this fairy is hearing of all the ancient wisdom that this old being has. He is sharing and telling and communicating, and she seemed very playful but attentive to his words. And so that could be just something that, like I said, communing, this feeling of really, there's so many different levels and types of guides out there that are surrounding you. It's not just one or the other. And when you have this playful, light, bright energy, I feel like that's, the fairy energy around you. But there's also time to listen to the elders of your family or the stories of the people who've passed. And then funny how, like, sometimes the elders are the playful ones. Like, they've lived so long, it's like they take life less seriously, and they're like funny and they have great humor, and they like to tell stories with a lot of flourish and everything. So maybe it's important to talk to them, maybe do some ancestry.com, something like that. Like, just really dive into this. You come from a long line of wise ones. I also feel like you might be, like, some of you out there watching this may be like third or fourth generation witch or something like that. And if you don't know that you are, you may want to research that or look into that a little bit. That could be something that you would like to learn about yourself. And this is also saying, don't be afraid about growing older, because you will never die. Your light always will be passed on. Your gifts, all those beautiful gifts that you have possessed inside you, is trickling down to future generations. And I've noticed that in my family. It's like, look at all the different talents that my mom's grandkids have, and like all of that beautiful inherited gifts, talents, all of that. And then we also have everything that we've inherited from other generations. So and of course there are also the unfortunate things that have happened in other generations, and so that's where the healing comes in. So you might want to try some of that too. Okay, so let's move on. So here we have the fairy forecast. and you have the Weaver, Fate, Destiny, Weird. So you may be one of the, maybe you think you're alone. Like, you know, you could be like feeling like the the monsters and the blonde one, the one, is she a cousin or something? Anyway, she loves her family. She feels like she fits into her family because she feels like they are her blood. They belong to her. They are hers. But yet she's like normal looking, and the rest of them are crazy, freaky looking monsters, right? But no, but like she sees herself as weird because she's not, you know, outwardly her appearance is not like theirs and whatever. So I just think it's kind of cute. Like, to me, I grew up watching the Munsters and I always thought that's funny, you know, like maybe you stand out somehow in your family, either in that weird way or maybe you're the one that's kind of like goody goody and that stands out against, you know, the more, you know, the rough and tumble times or whatever, however it is. But for some reason it's like it doesn't matter, like everybody really accepts you for who you are. You can be whatever you are. This could also be with the fate and destiny here, I feel like maybe a love connection with somebody who's weird, or you're the weird one, or whatever. There's no real meaning to weird, but it could be just like, do we fit together? If you feel the connection, sometimes it could be opposites attracting. Then yeah, you fit together. If you feel like you're a little weird, or maybe they feel a little weird, it doesn't matter. Like there's something that ties you together, that glues you together, that goes beyond like physical appearances. But there's sort of this family feeling, this almost like we belong together because everything is the same about us, even though you were raised this way and I was raised this way, I dress this way, you just dress this way. There's like this underlying current or thread or something that connects us. So it could be something like that. Also makes me think of Austin. Keep Austin weird. Like I feel like being weird is cool. And I've only like really embraced my weirdness more as an adult. As a teenager, I really wanted to be weird and I did some weird things, but I was really drawn to people pleasing and wanting to please, and so I stayed more on the safe side. So maybe this month will be you breaking out of that phase of wanting to play it safe, or people please, or try to fit into other people's mold, and you just decide to be yourself. All right, so let's see. Now we've got some fun tarot to look at. So these are the Tarot de la Nuit. Oh no, wait. Before we do tarot, I'm gonna do some of these guys. I guess. I don't know. Is this the order I did it in? No, let's do tarot first. Okay. So we have the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like Four of Pentacles is sort of the playing it safe, like staying home, doing the things that you're used to, not taking any chances, keeping it all contained, and as far as money is concerned, I think though it's a good money month though. Like money wise, you are saving, you're doing good, you're not taking too many chances with money, but it's okay. But I think it works in your favor. That, you know, and you may feel like you don't want to go out and spend it, you just rather keep it at home and spend it, and things that make your home comfortable and exciting, you know, and decorative and pretty and whatever. But I feel like definitely it's a stay home energy. So what else? And then we have the Empress, you know, but you have that high intuitive, high mother nature quality about you. You are high, definitely high level. You're sought after. People admire you. People turn to you. People want your advice and your opinions. And you could be a little bit, maybe like your energy kind of gets worn out, and so that's why you know what? It could be an empath. A lot of times empaths decide to stay in instead of go out because they need to preserve their energy. And so that could be it. You know, you could be dealing with a lot of that energy that where you have to preserve it a little bit. All right, and okay, so we got the Empress. And let's see what else we have. Then we have the Angel de la Nuit. Oh, she's really nice. The Angel de la Nuit is definitely she's unique to this deck, and she represents this quality too of uniqueness. She is like the weaver. She's the weird one, the strange child. You know, Halloween isn't really a holiday for you. Halloween is just the time where you suddenly now your look it just fits in, right? Now you are, or it could be, it doesn't have to be you, it could be somebody you know, but maybe it's also your desire to be this kind of angel de la nuit, this wild child, this unusual person. So the Angel de la Nuit, I'm going to hold these up together. The Angel de la Nuit she's the angel of the night. And the message here is that the inner night is soon coming to an end. You may have walked in darkness for some time, but soon, very soon, a new full moon will rise and will show you the way. Her phosphorescent butterflies are there to guide you. It feels like maybe they're fairies. And believe in luck, believe in her, believe in you, and her black wings are protecting you from now on. Into your ear, she's whispering a sweet lullaby. Have no fear, honey, everything is going to be fine. The night is nothing to be afraid of anymore, and then the warm sun that you hold within is ready to shine again. And interesting how you have, you know, the full moon here, the moon energy also. And so the sun, I just feel like, you know how you have all these different guides. Angel de la Nuit could be a particular unusual type of guide, you know, more of a dark angel than a light angel. And also the fairies working together, you know, this could be this fairy godmother angel or something like that that's protecting you and helping you, and that helping you understand you're moving out of a certain phase in your life into the sun. Like, see how the sun is lighting this reading up. So yeah, so really beautiful, I think. And then finally we have the Emperor. So I feel like it could be like Angel de la Nuit. It could be like a love match angel. She's a matchmaker, and so you've got this Emperor. So some of you might already be connected to your Emperor. You know, you could be married or have a significant other that is your complete I was gonna say complete opposite, complete partner, you know, completes you. But then others of you are maybe going to discover your emperor, the emperor that meets and balances your energy, and it has this like equal vibration as you do. And look, you have the moon, so the moon could be gifting you this, you know, this, your ancestors and your guides could be giving this as a gift to you. And sorry for the sun coming, the backlighting is keeping this all lit up. Let's see what the Sisters of Salem say. All right, we have the boombox, diversion, French, luring. The boombox could mean music coming through too, music connecting you. And the cauldron, alchemy, hearth, and containment. That could also be like, you know, cooking from home, and yeah, doing home brews, recipes. In fact, in career, I see cooks and chefs and people who create things by mixing things together. Also, I see musicians here. It could be a lot of that. Let's see what else we have. Just like the Empress, we have nurture. So you may be nurturing others and nurturing yourself. We have simplicity. The little things in life is really going to be happy, like happy time during this October, especially closer to Halloween. You're gonna, the Day of the Dead, you're gonna really get into decorating and into costume maybe too, disguise. Interesting. There could be some things that you keep to yourself, especially if you're not used to like showing your whole stuff out, your stuff. And now it's like this month is really letting you express yourself to the fullest, just the way you like to express yourself, like every aspect, whether it's in your clothes, your looks, your attitude. There's a new you coming out, or it just feels like the Halloween month gives you permission to be edgy, to be different. All right, let's see what your charms have to say. Okay. I bumped my computer. All right, anyway. So, you guys got lucky. You got names, so that means you get some letters. You have the number 3, so 3 makes me think of party, fun, rendezvous, getaways. We've got the airplane, so you could be flying somewhere. You have love, why. Ask yourself why sometimes you think things or certain thoughts pop in your head. Kind of analyze and be aware, be conscious of sometimes why, that way, you won't fall into certain traps, and then you'll learn more about yourself and why. You're beautiful. Like, you're gonna have a total glow up. People see you as the mermaid. They see you as glorious. You may enjoy maybe a little fun bondage time, some sexual gameplay, fetish type things maybe, but also the handcuffs represent just being aware of the material and not taking things out of balance. But I think otherwise it could be really good. Oh my gosh, you got the pixie dust. So your month is full of magic. You have a very magical month happening here. Mercury has gone direct. I feel like you are back in control of the ship, and also cycles are in a good pattern now. Definitely check out the moon. The moon has been, you know what, I'm gonna give you a moon card. The moon has come out with a bit of a message, and I think moon phases are going to be important to you. So let's see what phase wants to pop out for you and what message to give you a message. Let's see. Okay, well, that one went, did you see that? It went beep. Okay, we'll take that one. Ooh, see, we had Leo come. Did we have Leo in this pile? No, we had Leo in pile 2. So maybe this is saying go check out pile 2. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So new moon's going to be important. We have a new moon on the 25th of the month. So I feel like you got plenty of time to get things going. The early part of the month is going to be fine, but really things are going to start popping for you towards the end of the month. And you have the bicycle, which represents movement. If things seem a little bit slow right now, it could be just about perspective. A bicycle next to a person actually looks pretty fast. Of course, next to a car looks kind of slow. So it definitely is about perspective. But look at that, you got bingo. I feel like your money situation is going to be great. You're going to have some good luck too, just like pile... Who is the lucky one? Pile 2? Yeah, just like pile 2, you're going to get lucky. And you have the dime, which to me represents design on a dime. It represents making your money go a long way. So, you had this... the 4 of Pentacles, like the savings, the being cautious with money. But this could just mean like somebody gives you a dime and you know how to like stretch it. Like be able to do multiple things with you. Maybe instead of like having a week where you go out to eat every night, you buy groceries and you make some really great meals for yourself, things like that. You just really are being able to be good with your money and spread it out and use it wisely. So that's really great energy. Oh my gosh, I hope you like that, you guys. Oh, I gotta do the letters. Oh, so if you know this channel, then when name pops out, it's time for Scrabble. So I'll let the lion take the letters. So this is just a little extra for if you need any any clues. We have Tim. We have an X, maybe. We have PG, like PG. We have Pig. Pig in Chinese zodiac represents optimism. We have Tip. It could be somebody's initials here. Let's see. Grip. We have a grip. Hold on loosely, but don't let go. I think that's it. Hold on loosely, don't let go. MC, PC. You might see also abbreviations, states, whatever really calls to you. And if nothing makes any sense to you, then just ignore it. It's just a little extra in case you wanted to use this as sort of a clarifier or validator, but it doesn't have to be. All right, well, I hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Go ahead and hit that little thumb in the corner. There's this really nice little confetti thing that happens, and next to that is the subscribe button. So hit subscribe if you want to become a subscriber. It's completely free. And if you want to become a member, it starts as low as $1.99 a month, and it gives you lots of goodies. Lots of goodies come with the subscription. So I know, with the subscription, with membership. And so, speaking of membership, I'm going to call out all my members, starting with Platinum Pixie. We have Guacamole, we have Cheryl, we have Claudia, Golden Fairy, Leo Sunchild, Blenda Fox with a Book, 1111 Twin Flamers, Mary Joy, Jolene, Louisa, Full of Faithers, Laura Ochoa, Weird Sister, Sparkles of Light, Miss Fred, Maurice, JR, Elia, Lindsay, Giggles, Luce, James, Divine Pearls. Go check out her channel. Amira, Sacred Dimensions, Katrina Gall, Ashley Thornburg, Tosney, Jim, Terry, Esmeralda, Gloria, Luna, Jessica, Stoya, and Alexis. And then my patrons, Melanie. Go check out her channel. Melanie Williams, Trini, Terry, Marie, and Tracy. Thank you all so much. The Patreon page is a place where is also a membership page, and you can go over there and donate even higher if you want to. It's all up to you. I mean, anything that you can do to support me and support this channel. This is my work. This is what I do. I love doing it, and I thank you so much for helping me, you know, do what I love. I appreciate that. And I will be going live tonight. If you want some really nice low discount readings, just come on. If you are not a member, then you can join for $1.99 to have some free chat. I might be opening it to the public. It just depends. Sometimes we get a lot of like strange traffic, and you know, I just want to keep it. I think I might be opening it to the public, but we'll see. Anyway, but tonight is going to, the donations are going to be going towards my friend Cherry, who is an amazing astrologist and poet and writer. Yeah, she had a sad event happen to her, so that is what I'll be talking about tonight if you're interested. So I will see you later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Faye, Trust, and Pixie Dust.